Nestled within the quiet neighborhoods of Springfield, Missouri, a twisted tale of deception, manipulation, and tragedy unfolded. Welcome to the tragic case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and to the shocking events that transpired behind closed doors, revealing a story that captivated the nation. In Springfield, Missouri, Dee Blanchard painted a picture of perpetual tragedy. Her daughter, Gypsy Rose, she claimed, was a fragile butterfly, riddled with chronic illnesses, leukemia, muscular dystrophy, epilepsy. The list went on. But behind the facade of her wheelchair and medical complications, a dark secret lurked. Dee, it turned out, suffered from Munchausen Syndrome by Proxy, MSBP, a mental illness where a caregiver exaggerates or invents a loved one's illness for attention and sympathy. Gypsy wasn't sick. She was a prisoner in her mother's web of lies. Dee Blanchard was the mother of Rose Blanchard, born in Chackbay, Louisiana. Relatives recalled that she had a habit of stealing from her family, which they speculated was a form of retaliation when things didn't go her way. She was portrayed as a devoted and caring mother, seeming to stop at nothing to protect her daughter. According to Rod Blanchard, husband of Dee Blanchard, she was convinced that her daughter Rose had sleep apnea. At hospital with multiple nights of monitoring, no such issues were detected. Yet Dee was convinced that her daughter had a wide range of issues. Medical records and expert testimonies shed light on the extensive medical treatments Gypsy endured, raising questions about the medical professionals and systems that failed to intervene. To exaggerate is a small term. When she put Gypsy on a wheelchair when she got into a minor accident on her grandfather's motorcycle and got some minor scratches. Based on multiple sources and articles, it seemed that Gypsy stopped going to school after second grade, or possibly even kindergarten, and was homeschooled by her mother. This was later devised by authorities that this was probably done as an attempt to isolate Gypsy from the rest of the world. Gypsy's life revolved around hospital visits, surgeries, and endless medications. She spent much of her youth in wheelchairs and fed through a feeding tube, even though there was no physical evidence to necessitate it. Social interaction was limited, primarily confined to online spaces where Gypsy could escape the constant medical charade. Online, she shed the sickly persona, blossoming into a vibrant young woman. This is where she met Nicholas Godejohn. This was actually the starting of something much more sinister to come. Let's see how it all unfolded. Gypsy and Godejohn met on a Christian dating website 3 years before Dee's murder. In an interview, Gypsy detailed that her burgeoning relationship with Godejohn quickly became sexual in nature, including video calls and sending nude photos. And to be very clear, although her mother pretended she was a child, she was actually 21 at that time. "I am embracing my role and duties," she wrote in a Facebook status update at the time. "I live and breathe to serve my master." She also often posed in different characters, named Kitty, the little girl, and Ruby, the evil vixen. Girlfriends meant to complement Godejohn's alleged multiple personality disorder. Later, Gypsy told her neighbor and friend Alea Woodmansee about the conversations she had been having and how she wanted to escape Dee. There was a time in this relationship when Gypsy actually wanted approval of her mother on this relationship, therefore she arranged a meetup at a local screening of Cinderella. However, Dee allegedly found him weird and creepy, but that did not stop what was transpiring. The maddening love and unhealthy relationship of these individuals made them begin to devise ways on how the two could be together, away from the controlling hands of Gypsy's mother. Nick, who used to live in Wisconsin, traveled to Springfield and checked in at a local motel where he waited for Gypsy to give the signal that her mom was asleep. They had a few texts. After this, Godejohn reaches her residence where Gypsy hands over the items they prepared to kill Dee and hid in the bathroom while he went in bedroom to do the deed, stabbing her a total of 17 times. Godejohn and Gypsy ran away that night, but before that they posted from her mother's Facebook account, "That bitch is dead." Neighbors and acquaintances of Dee's, concerned by the post, contacted police,
911, what's the emergency?
Hi, it's our neighbors. I think something's wrong. Can you send someone over, please?
Who eventually came to the home and found Dee Dee's body. A neighbor who Gypsy had confided in about her relationship with John told police, who tracked the couple to his home in Wisconsin. On June 15, 2015, John and Gypsy were arrested and extradited to Missouri, where they both confessed to the murder. John is currently serving a life sentence for the murder and is not eligible for parole. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's childhood wasn't a typical one. It was a story of stolen freedom, fabricated illnesses, and ultimately, a desperate fight for autonomy. Her case continues to raise awareness about MSBP and the devastating consequences of parental manipulation. It serves as a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives.